All right, hopefully you guys will all find me again now. So it looks like we're live, we're good to go. So hopefully y'all are coming back. So for this part, for those of you guys who are just joining us, we decided to break up the video into 2 parts because it was kind of long. So for now, just to recap, we have kind of our frame, our pendant that we are going to be using for the Mother's Day present. I need to still put on a bail, and I think what I'm going to do is just put a little arch right here, and whether I use like multiple jump rings for the chain to flow through that, or maybe I'll create a different type of bail. I'm not entirely positive yet, but at least we have kind of our frame. I'm going to create that little arch. So welcome back. I missed you guys too. Long time no see. So Kim, you found me again, so good job. Welcome back. Okay, so to get this started again, I'm going to put this again into that barrier flux. And the thing I really like about doing this whole barrier flux part of this is there's no fire scale on this. And you guys saw we were having a lot of heat and there's no fire scale. So we're doing pretty good there. It makes me kind of happy for that part. And this, you guys, those of y'all who wanted the kids to go away, you guys are going to like this part because it's going to be nice and quiet and we can just get into it. But the girls really have learned so much. So it's kind of fun when I can ask a question and they come out with the right answer. I really like that. So, Kim, it would look pretty as a hair slide. That would, but not my mom. My mom would never wear that as a hair slide, but it would be kind of pretty as a hair slide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my thicker wire. Actually, where did that go? Maybe I don't have any of it. And that's too thin. So let me grab, I've got 1.6 millimeter wire here, which is 14 gauge that I have used as the frame, or 16 gauge, sorry. No, I used 14 gauge, there it is. Yeah, the 1.6 millimeter is 14 gauge, and that's what I have used for our frame. So that's also what I want to use for this little arc that I'm going to create up at the top, and that will become our, like where we do the bail. So Wendy, I'm so glad that you've I'm still trying to figure out how all the live thing works. So they're a little bit different sometimes. From Puerto Rico, Milagros, that's awesome. So the girls, they just took a break. We've already been at this for about an hour and a half, and we decided that we would let the girls take a little bit of a break, just to kind of rest. Kate went out and jumped on the trampoline. Kiara went up to do some homework. So they'll be back. They will be back, so for sure. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bend this little piece here just a little bit, enough just to create a little bit of an arc. I should have done that while it was long. Yeah, maybe I should do that. We'll try that again. So I cut off my little piece kind of the length that I wanted it. Shouldn't have done that. Matter of fact, I'm going to select, I really like these pliers. They have a stepped jaw on them. Okay, I really like them because they have multiple sizes to them, and I can just come in and create whatever it is that I need to create. That looks good. And then, you know, it makes life much, much easier. Okay, so let me trim this back off here. Now, one of the things that I'm going to do next week as well is I'm going to do, well, I don't know if it'll be next week. It depends on how quickly I can get some of these things in here. I am going to be ordering some different cutters, okay? And I want to go through different cutters, how you use them, the proper way to use them, the proper way to care for them, to store them, and how not to break them, okay? Because there are definitely some different things that you want to watch for when you're doing some of that. Welcome back, Miss Kate. Did you get all your wiggles out?
And a jump break.
You had a jump break. Oh, I like this. This is going to be nice.
And then a bug ran into me. It's like, wee!
So, I love Kate. Oh, I like this. Look at this.
It came over and ran into my head.
Yeah. Nice. I like this. So we're going to, I think this will be how we're going to attach our bail. We'll put the little arch on here. And like I said, I don't know if I will actually create a bail or if I'll just do a couple jump rings. And I would never do one jump ring. Okay, one jump ring is going to be too unstable. But if we do multiple jump rings, then that will work. Okay, so we'll get that onto place. But I think we can solder that into place while we solder in our tube settings. So let's figure out where we want the tube settings. We know Kiari wants to be somewhere at the top. So what I like to do is I like to take these tube settings, and again, just like I did with the wires, I want them to have multiple touch points. Okay, so by having multiple touch points, they become a bit more stable. Now, these touch points may not lay out exactly how I want them. And I also want to make certain that I use these settings so that they are sitting properly. So what I'm doing here is my mother has 7 grandchildren. My sister has 3 kids and I have 4 children. So I have, you guys have met, obviously you guys have met the 2. Kate, what do you think about that? What are your thoughts? I think this one is not going to have multiple touch points. Well, I don't know. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
The camera, which camera are you using?
I think we're on this camera up here. Actually, let's do this. Switch it down to that camera.
I was going to make sure.
Yeah, do it. Switch it to that one. Yeah, go ahead and switch it.
Like this.
All right. Yeah, that makes it a little easier so everybody can see.
Well, now I can't look at it.
Well, you can kind of see it. Or even if you want to look at the camera. But look, here. How about that? Is that better? Mm-hmm. So some of these they just might not have multiple touch points. They might have only a single touch point, and that'll be okay too, as long as we've got a good solder joint on that. Mm-hmm. Yes, you guys have met Riley. The one daughter you will never ever meet is the same daughter that Kate and Kiari have never met, and that is because she died when she was a baby.
True.
Well, you know. Okay. I think, what about that? I think I like that. So this one will have a single touch point and a single touch point there, but
I feel like that one's like, it's like cutting off the swirl. I don't know.
That one right there?
Mm-hmm.
So you think it would be better like here?
Yeah. Don't you?
Yeah, we can do that. We could do that. Yeah. So, and I think that I still think, you know, that they've got enough. Like I said, I like to have 2 touch points, but I think that we'll still have enough connection or contact point that it'll be okay. All right. You think like that okay?
We could just have it floating. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, Wendy, you know what? I actually did a video a few years ago.
Mirror Mania.
No, it's on both Mirror Mania and on my channel that kind of tells her story and everything that happened. I developed severe preeclampsia and she was born at 24 weeks. Do we have all 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. She was born at 24 weeks and that little sweetheart didn't even weigh, not even a pound. She was 13 ounces. She was only about 8.5 inches long. So, you know, it's definitely been an interesting adventure. But, and it took a while. It took a while to get to this point, but I am so grateful that she did not have to live with everything she would have had to have lived with. And it took a few years to be able to say that, obviously. And quite honestly, had she lived, this one wouldn't be here, and that one certainly wouldn't be here because I would have been done. You know, it was hard enough to go through that, and their pregnancies were so terrifying to begin with, but I'm glad I have you, huh? Kate's my healer. Anybody who's met Kate knows that Kate is my little ray of sunshine. You guys don't get to see the sunshine often because she's got a lot of headaches, but Kate's my healer. She's the one that healed me, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, Riley was my buddy and you were my healer. So Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's just part of our experience. It is. Everybody has to go through something, and that was the one that I got to go through. But we've been very, very blessed because of what we went through for it. So I'm not complaining. We still miss her. We still cry. I do. I don't know about you. I do. I cry. But
Oh, I think she's awesome.
yeah, I mean, there's not a day that goes by that I don't think about her. Not a day. So, and especially like when you get towards Mother's Day. But the girls love her and they keep her alive, huh? So.
I think it was funny. There was one day that you went to the temple. And it's like, I was up waiting and I just never felt her come. And I was like, where is she? And then I remember you went to the temple. I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, Kate.
With mommy.
Kate feels Kiari a lot, don't you? Kiari. Kelsey, whatever. One of those kids.
Pretty.
One of those names. Well, and the funny thing too is that I have 3 children with K names, and I always, and no offense to those of you guys whose kids all start with the same letter, but it was just one of my things that I was like, I'm never going to do that. And I've got Riley, Kelsey, Kate, and Kiari. So I've got a lot of K names in there. Not intentionally, just kind of how it ended up being. So Kate does heal everyone. Kate's a wonderful, wonderful, amazing person. So I'm just putting the flux barrier on this right now. Or the barrier flux, I guess. We should say, wait, where did we say we were putting this one? I don't even remember now. I should have snapped a photo of that. Darn it. I don't want to put it there. So we'll put him there. Do you remember where we put these?
Okay, so.
Yeah, you come show me what you think. Because that's definitely not right. We had one up here, I think. We haven't had one there. Should we do one right there?
We could always set off the live stream and you can always go back
No, it's okay.
and look at it.
That's all right. Sometimes they just kind of, you change your directions, I guess. Let's get this going on fire so that we can get it, get that all cleared out. Yeah. There we go. Okay. What do you think? Is that how we should lay that out? I think that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look bad. I think maybe this guy needs to come down though.
Yeah.
Even though he'll only be a single point. I think that looks, you think that looks all right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Your kids' names rhyme. Isn't that funny how that works sometimes? And again, it's not even anything that sometimes you really intend to have happen. And you just kind of end up with different things. And well, and it was funny too. I remember when I was pregnant with Kelsey, and we knew she was coming soon, so I was in the hospital. You know, I'm very fortunate to actually be here today because I almost died with her. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we've got all those. But we were trying to come up with her name, and Kate was one of the names that I really, really liked. And Garth was like, he was kind of neutral on the name. He didn't love it, but he didn't hate it. And he knew I loved the name. And he was like, all right, well, if you want to name her Kate, we can name her Kate. But I just knew she